The Miami Heat are on a 4-game slide, and it couldn't be coming at a worse time in this NBA season. We'll break down last night's loss to the Denver Nuggets, as well as where the Miami Heat currently sit now in the Eastern Conference race, and as well as a playoff position. We'll break that down as well as an updated injury report from yesterday, March 13th, all in this episode of Heat Digest, where we create daily Miami Heat content. So if that interests you, subscribe to the channel, as almost 90% of you guys watching are not subscribed. We appreciate all your support. Now let's get to it and break down this disappointing and disastrous loss for the Miami Heat. Last night, it was the second game of a 2-game season series between the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. Both games going to the Denver Nuggets. About a month ago was when the first game took place in Denver, and I'm going to highlight that due to the fact that last night, Aaron Gordon really was dominant. I know I'm about to read off his stat line from the box score, and it's not going to wow you. It's not going to win him all pro. It's not going to get him on an all-star team, but 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists with only 1 turnover and a plus-minus of plus 17. He shot 6 of 11 from the field, including 1 of 4 from the three-point line, which is extremely aggressive for someone like Aaron Gordon playing the power forward position. But he did this to us the last time we played the Denver Nuggets about a month ago in Denver. He came out, especially in the first quarter, and he set the tone for the Denver Nuggets. He came out, doesn't matter if his back's to the basket, doesn't matter if he's facing up, bringing the ball across half court, catching the ball off a screen and roll. He is simply capable of dominating and manipulating the Miami Heat team on offense and defense. He can defend the 3, the 4, or the 5, and he can stretch out to outside the three-point line and defend the guard positions and really be effective. But again, he has the ability to put his back to the basket, make a move with the ball, or really just moving without the ball, compromising the defense, facilitating the basketball, or even putting himself in a position to score effectively. And it really just destroys this team. I think Aaron Gordon could legitimately go to any team in the NBA and be a good piece on a championship team, no matter what team it is. Seriously, doesn't matter if it's the Minnesota Timberwolves, if it's the New York Knicks, the Miami Heat, any team you can think of that is in playoff contention with a chance to make a push at a good playoff push or even a championship run. Aaron Gordon would be a massive piece to that team, and last night he was another massive piece to the retaining NBA champions, the Denver Nuggets. For the Miami Heat, Duncan Robinson getting another start due to the lack of Tyler Herro, which we'll get to in just a minute. He played 31 minutes. He provided 11 points on 5 of 10 shooting. I will say he was aggressive inside the three-point line due to the fact that he shot 1 of 6 behind the three-point line, which is great to see as he is more aggressive, knowing that the three-point shot is not falling, especially as of late, as he's been struggling behind the three-point line. But again, not the offensive production we're really looking for from a starting guard in this lineup due to the fact that we really need the offensive production. As last night, we only scored 88 total points as a team. 11 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Not a great game from Duncan Robinson. Jimmy Butler was a pretty aggressive, 6 of 16 from the field. Not very efficient, though. 1 of 2 from the three-point line and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. I'm not sure why Jimmy Butler is only shooting 2 free throws for the game. It really drives me crazy. He should be anywhere from the 8 to the 12 free throw range per game, and it usually translates and correlates to Miami Heat victories. Last night, he only shot 2 free throws. It resulted in 88 Miami Heat points and a loss against the Denver Nuggets. Jimmy Butler, 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists, plus-minus of minus 12. Not a great game from Jimmy Butler. Bam Adebayo held his own last night against Jokic, which is great to see, especially when you look at the turnover numbers. He had 0 for the game last night, including 17 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block. Again, 0 turnovers, which is huge for Bam Adebayo, as he's been in the slums when it comes to turnovers in the turnover battle for the Miami Heat as of late over the last few games, because they've been such a bad problem, especially down the stretches of the Dallas and the OKC game. He shot 7 of 15 from the field and 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Now, we have to address this. I meant to make a video about it just a day ago or so, but Bam Adebayo, post All-Star break, is shooting sub 70% from the free throw line. This is not what we need from one of our key pieces, one of our key offensive pieces in Bam Adebayo. He post All-Star break, again, not shooting above 70% from the free throw line, which makes me think he's not only going to lack confidence, but he's not going to be as physical and aggressive to get to the free throw line because he doesn't want to go there and lose on great opportunities to put up points for the Miami Heat. It's not what the Miami Heat need. Hopefully it's just a slump and he gets out of it here soon. But free throws are the free ones. It's a charity strike. We have to make the free ones when we have them. Terry Rozier rounding out the starting five last night, 6 of 13 from the field, including 0 of 3 from the three-point line, which we'll break down in just a minute. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He did have 2 turnovers. The Miami Heat turnover battle, or the Miami Heat turnovers overall were not too bad. The shooting percentages were not great. Now, 3-point percentages. 5 of 21 from 3, 23%. That it will never get it done. On nights we normally have Duncan Robinson, Tyler Herro, and others making 5 threes by themselves individually. And last night we had 5 overall as a team for the game. That is never going to get it done, especially when you give up 11 made threes on the other side of things. Overall for the game, we shot 42.5%, which is not great. 34 out of 80. For Denver, they shot damn near 50% at 48.8%. And now I highlight these two categories, which is usually the two big kickers in when it comes to the stat breakdown, the team stats, if you will. The rebounding battle and the turnover battle. The rebounding battle, we won last night against a good rebounding team in the Denver Nuggets, 42-41. And then for the turnover battle, we won that battle once again, 9 in favor of the Miami Heat to the Denver Nuggets, 10 total turnovers. Normally, when we win those two battles, or at least one of them, and we can control the rebounding battle to some degree and not turn the ball over horrifically, which we've seen this year from the Miami Heat, usually it results in very competitive, low-scoring games, and it results in Miami Heat wins. That last night, it was a low-scoring game. We only scored 88 points. We only gave up 100, especially to a team like Denver. They can put up 130 really on anybody with the amount of talent they have, and it was still resulted in a Miami Heat loss. Comes down to the inability to make shots, especially from behind the three-point line, shooting 5 of 21. We're really a team that lives and dies by the three-point shot. 5 of 21 is not going to get it done. And now we sit in a very compromising position, especially in the Eastern Conference, and we're going to break that down right now, as well as the injury report update, as it's not really going too well for the Miami Heat, and this is why. Tyler Herro has now been announced to have no timetable for return. This is from Eric Spoelstra yesterday, saying that Herro, who remains out due to the right foot tendonitis, and I quote, doesn't have a return timetable. Not really what we want to hear from or hear about when it comes to Tyler Herro, one of our starting players, one of our 20-point per game scorers in Tyler Herro. It seems like we need him really desperately as of late. The 4-game skid, we're getting outscored by good teams. Yes, Dallas, we were able to really control that game until Luka took over down the stretch of the late of the third and early in the fourth quarter. And then we played SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder. They were just simply too much for us. Again, another competitive game that we lost in garbage time. And then last night, competitive. We had a 4-point lead, one of our only lead of the night in the third quarter that was quickly countered by the Denver Nuggets on a 10-2 run, and they never looked back. And again, in the garbage time, in the fourth quarter, we just slipped, and the Denver Nuggets, another win, another loss for the Miami Heat, another win for our opposition. But here's the Eastern Conference standing. It's our 4th straight loss. It's not a great visual for the Miami Heat as we now sit in the 8th seed. We're a full game back from the 7th and the 6th seed Philadelphia 76ers and the Indiana Pacers, and we're 2.5 games back from our division rival Orlando Magic, who are simply just playing a lot better basketball than us right now. They are 7-3 over the last 10. They've won 1 in a row. We're winning more than they've lost as of late, which is not what we want to hear as Miami Heat fans and supporters, as we have lost 4 in a row, and we are 5-5 in our last 10 after being. It seemed like we were in a good position, winning 11 of our last 14. It seemed like we were going to roll. We were going to be able to hold a position out east. It seemed like we were going to be able to make a push for even the 4th seed and make a push at the New York Knicks position currently. But right now, it doesn't seem that way. We are currently sitting in the 8th position. I don't believe, and knock on wood when I say this, I don't believe we have to worry about the Bulls or the Atlanta Hawks, who are sitting 2 spots below us in the 9th and 10th positions. But again, the Miami Heat sitting in the 8th spot with 17 games remaining in this NBA season. Here are our next 4 games. We have 2 games at Detroit. I promise you, if we lose either of these games, I will. The reaction you will get out of me, it won't be. I will lose my mind. I will lose my mind if we lose either of these games. If these games are competitive and Detroit has a chance to win these games, I'm going to. I'm going to blow a gasket. Two games at Detroit. We need to win both of these games. One of them Friday. The next one Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we go to Philadelphia. Another big game due to the fact that Philadelphia is a game ahead of us, sitting in the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference before we round out this 4-game road trip before coming back home against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes, that is going to be a crazy game as they are the second team in the Eastern Conference. They are a great team overall. I can't wait to see how competitive that game's going to be, but we can't look past Detroit. We cannot look past the Philadelphia 76ers. We need to win these first 3 games. We need a competitive game in Cleveland. We need to win all of these games. We have 17 games left. We are sitting at 35-30 on the year, and we need to get out of the play-in positions, the play-in spots. That would be my number one goal if I was Eric Spoelstra, if I was Pat Riley involved in this Miami Heat team, due to the fact that we don't need to play more games. We need to get in. Our goal should be the 6th seed. At bare minimum, we need to be the 6th seed, and we need to be able to make a push to get out of this play-in position. We need to win. It starts Friday night in Detroit, and we need to win this game. We need to win the game Sunday as well. And then finally, rounding out with Philadelphia and Cleveland. Let me know what you guys think about this version of the Miami Heat team. Do you think do you think we solely need Kevin Love and Tyler Herro to return? It'll boost us right back to where we were on that big stretch coming out of the All-Star break where we seemed like the hottest team in the NBA? Or do you think we are just totally in shambles and we're not going to make a big playoff push this year? I certainly think that we can get to the 6th seed. We just have to win. We need to beat Philadelphia, and we need Orlando to lose a game or two. Because if we tie Orlando, we own the tiebreaker because we've won 3 out of the 4 season series games between Orlando. So a tie would do a lot in sense of record with the Orlando Magic. I can't wait to see how it plays out. Thanks for watching this episode of Heat Digest. I'll see you guys on the next one.